you know, earlier this year, like my grandmother passed away, and I loved her very, very much. And I was very lucky to have both sets of my grandparents for as long as I have. But she was the first one to go. And just thinking about her life and the things that she held valuable. And 2 years prior to her passing, when I went to visit her, she said, like, take anything that you want right now, because it's not going to be, like, she's not going to take it with her. Like, her family's probably going to sell it or get rid of it. And that happened. You know, she moved to an assisted living place, and she couldn't have all her belongings, and they sold and got rid of a lot of things. And you know, the ring I wear is her ring. It's one of the only things that I guess inherited from her. But I don't want to burden my kids with all my possessions when I pass away. I want just what I need, what I love, what I enjoy. Like I got rid of my office chairs, but I kept my the rocker I rocked my babies in, because you know, for sentimental purposes, but also I love it. It's like, for me, it's really, really comfortable. And I mean, yeah, it's kind of weird to put it at your desk, but I really, you know, enjoy it. So I was like, what's the point of having an office chair if my favorite chair is the chair I rock my kids in? And then it's also a really good quality piece, unlike a plastic desk chair. It's made out of wood and springs and metal, and it's really, really sturdy. So just thinking about the future, I don't want to burden my kids with having a lot of my possessions to go through. And I mean, it could be 40 years away, you know, more, less, but other things matter to me more in my life than having to have my house filled up. I used to think it was so important, like, but you know, by the time I moved out of my house, you know, when I moved out of my house when I was becoming an adult, the way my parents had the house furnished was like very beautiful, very nice. It's things that they'd always wanted or they really enjoyed. And when I got married and bought my own house, that's what we did. We filled it up with, I mean, like, because we went from an apartment to like the house, and the house was just so much bigger than the apartment, and it just felt like super empty. And like, looking back on it, I was just like, it was just my mentality to like fill up the empty space. And I had everything that I had ever desired and wanted, ever, by time I was like 23, 24. In my house. It was like, to me, at that time, it was perfect. And I just, at some point, like when I was pregnant with my second kid, I just realized that all of these items were coming into my house and nothing was leaving. It was just overwhelming. And I had to have so much stuff. I wasn't quite a hoarder, but I mean, it feels like that now since I've gotten rid of so much. And there's something really wonderful about like when you don't need an item anymore to donate it or give it to people who need it. Like, you know, when my babies outgrew their clothes, their car seats, their playpens, their you know, toys and things like that, I was able to pass that on to people who needed it, and that made me feel really good too. So when it's not useful to me anymore, I think it's really important to pass it on to somebody who it is useful to. It also makes me a really good friend because I always give you my stuff if you want it for free, you know. But yeah, it's been a journey, and most people would probably not think that I am a minimalist if you just like walked around my house. But like I said, it's a process. It's a process. I'm still working on it. You know, I went from having like 4 bookshelves full of books to just down to none, actually. I have the entertainment center in my living room used to have just like movies and stuff in it. And instead of like having a separate bookshelf. I just put my books in where the movies used to go or do go. And then my kids have their own little stack of books. They have a ton of books, but what I keep out is just a small stack of books for them to read. And then I recycle that out because then that also keeps it exciting and things like that for them. I'm going to show more and more of like what I've done and like how I kind of do things. So I'll be doing things like showing my capsule wardrobe, which is, some people just say like capsule wardrobe and they mean like their seasonal pieces that they mix with their staples, but this is like, my capsule wardrobe is all I have. You know, I went from having a half a closet completely stuffed full of stuff, of clothes, like top and bottom, tons of like 30 pairs, 40 pairs of shoes, and an entire dresser full of clothes, down to 2 dresser drawers full of clothes and a quarter maybe of my closet taken up by clothes. So it's taken, you know, over almost well, it's only taken 6 months, but from that 6 months I went from winter, getting rid of winter items, into spring and summer, and now I'm back into fall. So every season you go through, you can pare down your clothes and go through what fits you, what doesn't, what's worn out, what didn't work last year, things you might have wanted to try for the new year or for the new season, and try to work those into your wardrobe. Well, I've been talking for a very long time. I don't know how much of this I'm going to edit. I don't know how much I'm going to put out there, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. If you have any suggestions or things that that you do, or if you have any questions for me, like more specific, like if I didn't explain something or I said something weird and I wasn't like too clear on something, please let me know and I will do my best to answer those questions. Well, thank you for watching and I hope you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.